everyone, it's Jamsie Soda here, and welcome to my YouTube video. In this video, I will be reviewing the Hunger Games trilogy. This is one of my all-time favorite series, or trilogy, and I'm just going to be reviewing it for you guys today. So, if you are going to read it and you don't want it to be spoiled, don't watch ahead, because I will be telling you all about this series and all that I like about it and don't like. So, first, we are going to be working on, obviously, we are going to be looking at the first book first. So, I love this first book. It's my favorite book of all time, and I'm not even exaggerating. So, I really like that it starts with showing how much she loves Prim, because she just ends up volunteering for her sister, Prim. And it's just so wonderful how she does that. Because that's really the only person she loves enough that she would sacrifice herself in the Hunger Games. So, I really like this book because I just like the arena that she goes in, because it's just a woods. She's real comfortable in a woods, and I just enjoy this better than the other arena. And I will be getting onto that because it's in the second book. So, I also really like how they introduce Cinna. I really like Cinna. He's just wonderful. Katniss thinks he's crazy at first, but then she learns to love him too. And I just really enjoy that. And so, more talking about the arena, I just really enjoy that, and I really enjoy all the other tributes. And I just really enjoy it. I don't really know why, but that's just I just enjoy them explaining the arena. And I really enjoy that she was in the first part in the arena where she was really dehydrated, and then it just so happened that she would fall down into mud next to water, and I really enjoy how Haymitch sent her messages that, like, he wasn't sending her water because she was near it, and he sent her broth when she was in the cave with Peeta, because she knew what that meant. 1 kiss equals 1 pot of broth, she said in the book. And I really enjoyed the cave scenes. They were just really nice and really sweet, and they were just wonderful because Peeta is very gentle and kind with Katniss, and Katniss is just really rough and stubborn. Like, she has more boyish qualities, and Peeta has more like girlish qualities. So I really like that change in there, and a lot of people have been known to like that about this book. And the career tributes, I just really enjoyed those because those were like the perfect definition of career tributes. They mostly volunteered to go into the arena, and they were just like the perfect definition of careers. They've been like training their whole life for this. They sacrificed themselves to get glory, and that's all they sacrificed themselves for. Katniss only sacrificed herself because if she didn't, her sister would die. So, yes. And I love how Katniss just learns that she actually loves Peeta instead of there, and she learns that Peeta loves her. It's not just an act. And it's just really sweet, and I just love it. And so I think we should get on to the next book now, Catching Fire. So in the second book, I was very surprised. I didn't think that she would have to go back into the arena. I was just so surprised when I saw that. And I was also surprised that she didn't know that that might spark something to go into her eating the berries at the end of the first book. That might spark a rebellion because she knew that she would kind of like, that would be like a slap in the face to the Capitol. And she knew that the Capitol would be mad about that. So I'm surprised that the districts wouldn't, that she didn't know that the districts wouldn't really see that this is an opportunity to that, to a rebellion. So this is my second favorite book in the trilogy, and the third one is my third. It kind of gets best, a little worse, and just a little bit worse than this one. They're still all amazing though. So in Catching Fire, the arena is very creative. I had no idea. I did not expect that at all. I did not expect the clock that Iris thought about. And I really enjoy Finnick because he really cared about Mags, and he let Mags die to save Katniss and Peeta. And Mags, she sacrificed herself for Katniss and Peeta. She sacrificed herself for Peeta. She just sacrificed herself. She knew that she would die for them, and she let it happen. And the arena is just it's not my favorite arena, but I really enjoyed it. And I did not expect the Jabberjays either. When the Jabberjays screamed like Prim, I thought it was going to be just a recording put into a tree or something. But it was the Jabberjays that were a million Jabberjays in that section. And that was meant to probably make them go crazy in that hour. But Finnick and Katniss stood through it. They covered their ears, but they got through it. And I just really like that about them. They just get through everything. And Peeta and Katniss are just trying to die for each other so the other can go back to their home. Katniss is going to die for Peeta, was going to die for Peeta, and Peeta was going to die for Katniss. And Katniss really realized that she absolutely loved Peeta in this one, because she was willing to die if Peeta could survive. And their relationship is just perfect in this book. And Peeta was trying to do all that he could to convince Katniss to let him die for her, but she wouldn't let him die. They couldn't survive without each other, so it just makes sense that neither of them would die and they would live together. So that's it for this book here. So I'm going to go on to the last book now. Mockingjay. Mockingjay was my least favorite book in the series. I really enjoyed the arenas, but they couldn't have 3 arenas. It would be very repetitive if they did that, but I still enjoyed the book. I've read this like 3-4 times, and same with the other ones. So in this one, I just really like that District 13 actually was there, that it wasn't just a made-up fantasy, that it was still alive. And I thought that it wasn't actually there, but it actually was. I was very surprised. And I understand that Katniss was very mad that District 12 was destroyed and Peeta got taken away, but she lived through it until they saved Peeta. And when they saved Peeta, I was very mad in this part when we found out that Peeta was hijacked and they gave him Tracker Jacker venom to make him think that Katniss was a deathly threat. It was, yes, I was very mad in this part. I don't think he should have been hijacked, but I believe that at the end, they just were together and they were happy together. And so Gale in this one, I believe Gale was really just taking advantage of Katniss. Katniss thought that she owed Gale because he helped her family survive all these years and get food. But Gale was taking advantage of her, thinking that she owed him, and he took advantage of that to get kisses, and he loved her, but he knew it wouldn't work out, so he was just taking advantage of her. So I really enjoyed the one thing I didn't enjoy, that Effie Trinket just disappeared from the story. She wasn't there all throughout this book. She just wasn't in it at all. I really enjoyed this book, though. I really enjoyed Katniss being the Mockingjay, her being the face of the rebellion. She knew how to stand up against the Capitol. She thought she didn't know how to give good speeches or anything, but she knew what to do to distract the Capitol, to get the districts all riled up, to go against the Capitol. She was the one who took over all the districts to help them fight against the Capitol. So I just really loved that. And so, now I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the characters of all the books here. So the characters, I'm just going to list some characters, definitely not all of them, because there are thousands of characters. I'm just going to list some of them and some of their personalities. So first, obviously, would be Katniss. I like that she has more boyish qualities, like she's rough and stubborn, and then Peeta, he's like, has more girlish qualities, like he's gentle, he listens to people, and he's super kind. I just like that. It just made the book really good. So, and then there's Gale. I believe he's kind of like a really jerk, because as I said for this last book explanation, that he was like taking advantage of Katniss for her. He loved Katniss, but not fully. He was just kind of really a jerk. And he was kind of noble here in the second book, but not in a good way. He was going, Katniss explained that that they should run away. But he said that they should stay because if there was a rebellion, he wanted to help. And then Gale said that Katniss was right and they should have ran away. But he, in the first place, didn't want to run away because he was basically really just jealous of Peeta, because Katniss loved Peeta. And Peeta loved Katniss. Katniss did not love Gale. Gale only loved Katniss. But he was just jealous and he didn't want Haymitch to come. Like, he's just really just a jerk. So, next would be Rue. In the first book, Rue was allied with Katniss for a period of time before Rue got killed. So, Rue is just innocent. She never killed anyone in the games. Never. She was really just sweet and kind. She was smart. She was clever. She was pretty athletic for someone so small, and especially for a 12-year-old. She lived to like the last 8 people. And she was just the sweetest thing. And next would be Prim, Katniss's sister. She's lovable. Everyone who meets her loves her. She's just kind, and she's a doctor, or healer as they call doctors in this book here, in these books. She's a healer. She, in District 13 in Mockingjay, she was a doctor, but she was only 13 years old. And most of the other doctors in 13 were adults. She was only just getting in. She was in her first year of being a teenager. So, next would be Effie in the first and second book. I would just explain her personality as bright and exciting. Like, she is very responsible too. She keeps everyone on schedule, even Haymitch, who is not very responsible and just rough. And he gets drunk a lot. So, Effie is just really, she keeps everyone in line. Next is Finnick. In the last book, you see that you get through him being just handsome and everyone in the capital just loving him. But he's really just kind and caring for Annie, who he marries. But I was really mad that Finnick died. I don't think he should have died in Mockingjay. And then Joanna Mason. She was in this book. She was a tribute in this book. So was Finnick. And so she's just really just rough and has an attitude. And she's like Katniss, but even more extreme. like, Katniss doesn't have very much of an attitude. Joanna has times a million attitude. So, in this book about Prim, Prim dies in the end from Gale's bombs. Gale made the bombs that killed Prim. I know Prim kind of had to die, but it was just a very sad moment. And this just adds to Gale being a jerk. He made the bombs who killed Prim. He made the bombs that killed Prim. And in District 13, President Coin sent the bombs down after she sent her medics in. Something really must be wrong with her. And then she used a capital hovercraft to send those down to make them think that it was President Snow, the president of Pan Am. And when Katniss went to talk to President Snow at the end before she was going to kill him, he admitted that it was not them, that he would not use the hovercrafts, if he had any, to kill them. He would not kill his own capital children. He would only use the hovercrafts if he had any for his own escape, not bombing a bunch of capital children. So, at the end of Mockingjay, Katniss, instead of killing President Snow, she killed President Coin. And in the process of the chaos afterwards, President Snow ended up dying. So, and at the very end of the whole series, end of Mockingjay, in the epilogue, she marries Peeta. Peeta and Katniss had children, even though at the beginning of the first book, she specifically said that she did not want to have children. She had children for Peeta. That's how you know that she loves Peeta. She had them for Peeta. So, that is the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If that's red, turn it to gray. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!